always consume any other one, so they are also be called as consumer. Autotrophs are also be called as consumer. Okay. So and the mode of nutrition that occur in heterotrophs is called heterotrophic nutrition. That type of nutrition is occurred by the heterotrophs are called as heterotrophic nutrition. Now discuss the various heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, these are the types of heterotrophic. Okay, I can classify the heterotrophic nutrition in three categories. First one is saprotrophic, another one is parasitic, and third one is symbiotic. Okay, so what is saprotrophic? Sapro, this word from this word is mentioned. Sapro means dead or decay. Okay. And parasitic, they live on all living plant. Okay. That symbiotic means by the mutual sharing. Okay. Now let's have a brief discussion of these three types of heterotrophic nutrition. Okay. So dear student, now just next we discuss the various mode of heterotrophic nutrition. Out of the first one is saprotrophic nutrition. Okay, we classify the heterotrophic mode of nutrition in three categories: saprotrophic, and then after parasitic, then symbiotic. These are the three mode of we classify the heterotrophic nutrition in three categories. After that, let's first learn about saprotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, so let's take the definition of the saprotrophic nutrition. That the organisms that take in nutrients in solution form from dead and decaying matter. Okay, let's have to much focus these two words, and dead and decaying matter. Okay, so the saprotroph, those organisms who did saprotrophic nutrition, we can call that as saprotrophs. Okay, so let's take the example of one of saprotroph, that is fungi. Okay, so fungi. So let's take the example of fungi. So what can do a fungi? When fungi are grown, fungi can be easily seen in the dead or decaying matter. So those organisms or those organic matter that going to be decaying or dead, in that place fungi are easily grown, and they spread upon the dead matter, and they release in human also we can secrete a digestive juice to digest our food in our stomach. We can secrete the digestive juice in our inner parts. Okay, but in fungus secrete the digestive juice in outside that spread on the dead matter, and that they spoil the dead matter, and after that it converted into a solution form. So all the nutrients that present in the dead matter that can be converted into a solution form, and after that the saprotroph consume this solution form of nutrients. Okay, so what can do? The saprotroph secrete a digestive juice in the outer surface of the dead animal. After that, the dead animal they converted into a solution form of nutrients. Okay, and the solution form of nutrients and be consumed by the saprotroph and complete the saprotrophic nutrition. Okay, so very common example of the fungi are mushroom. We must eat various type of mushroom because and we must have to remember that all type of mushroom are not suitable for us. Some are very poisonous. Okay, so and fungi also a very important organism that not done only the saprotrophic mode of nutrition. Some of the fungi are also done parasitic nutrition, and some of the fungi are also done your symbiotic nutrition. So after that, after discussing at the time of the these two other type of heterotrophic nutrition, I also mentioned about fungi. So here we discuss the saprotrophic mode of nutrition. So saprotrophs are also called as useful scavengers. Okay, scavengers are which type of organism? Those organisms which feed on dead or decaying matters are called as scavengers. So here the Saprotrophs are also feed on dead or decaying matter, so they can be also called as scavengers. So these scavengers are very useful. Why they are useful? They clean our environment. So these are also called as cleaner of the environment. Even a dead body fall on the land or in our environment, that may be a pungent smell and they pollute our environment. So these saprotrophs are helped to decompose the dead organism, the dead organic materials, and increase also the fertility of the soil. So these are very useful scavengers. Okay. Now let's discuss. Okay, students. So now let's discuss the parasitic nutrition. Okay. So let's take the definition. The organism which lives in or on other organisms are called parasites. Okay. And the mode of nutrition that occurs in the parasite are called as parasitic nutrition. Okay. So what is parasite? There are some. Yes. Let's take louse. Okay. Example of louse. So where does louse live on our head and that consume the food from us? In such example of such type of louse, such other type of organism that who live on other living things. Yes. So they live inside of the organism, or that may be on the outside of the or outer surface of the organism, and they collect the food from their host living organism and they complete their nutrition. So those organisms perform this type of reaction are called parasite. Let's take the parasite can be classified in two groups. One is total parasite and another is partial parasite. So let's discuss that first. Total parasite. Total parasites are those plants who cannot be able to prepare food. They do not have green leaves. They do not have chlorophyll pigment. If there is presence of chlorophyll pigment, then it is very less amount that cannot be able to form food. So in the case of total parasite, they cannot be able to prepare food. Okay. So they totally depend upon the host plant. Host plant means suppose this is a green plant. In this green plant, suppose a cuscuta plant. Cuscuta plant mainly is not like shade-like structure that you will be seeing in your environment also. They does not have any leaves, any root. Only just thread-like structure are spread over the plant. So here this big plant is called as host plant. Okay. So this is called as parasite. Okay. So this parasite plant. So this is example of cuscuta plant also. So this plant, what have to do? They collect all their required nutrients from this host plant. Okay. So this is the task of that performed by the total parasite. And in the case of partial parasite possess green plant and also they have chlorophyll pigment. So they can make their own food also. Here, listen. Just focus on this exception. Here we can say that those plants who cannot able to prepare their own food are called heterotrophs. So in the field of heterotrophs, why this term can be written? They make their own food. So partial parasites are those plants who prepare their own food. But what? These plants collect the raw material, collect their nutrients, collect their water, collect their minerals from the host plant. And after collecting all these things, they prepare food. So these plants also depend on such a host plant. So they can be totally autotroph. They cannot be a total autotroph. They must have to depend on some other elements. So they are known as partial parasites. Example are mistelity. Okay. Student, now come to the third type of heterotrophic nutrition, that is symbiotic nutrition. Okay. Now first know that what are symbiotes. Okay. Organisms which lives together for mutual benefits are called symbiotes. Okay. So there are two types of organisms that live mutual. They live together. They live as their physical contact, and in between that. After this relationship, the both organisms are take this benefit. Suppose take the example. When we see that there are various crew who are sitting on the seat of the buffalo. So in that case, the various insects live in the body of the buffalo and can be eaten by the crew. So it is benefit of crew and also a benefit of buffalo. So this type of relation can be called symbiotic. Okay. So and that type of nutrition performed by the symbionts are called symbiotic nutrition. So let's take the example of lichen. Okay. So what is a lichen? Lichen is the combination of a fungi and algae. So you know that a fungi is a saprotroph and algae is a autotroph. So this is a mixture of fungi and algae. They form lichen. So what is lichen? In this type of symbiotic nutrition, fungi collect the water and required nutrients and then provide to algae, and algae have chlorophyll pigment, so they prepare food, and then the prepared food is shared in between the both fungi and algae. And in this type of nutrition, both are able to get their food from sharing of food. Okay, so this type of nutrition are called as symbiotic nutrition. After that, there are various other mode of nutrition are there in plant also. So some plants are insectivorous plant. So mainly there are some plant who feed on other insect. Okay. Now what type of environment there can be seen? So in the boggy area or marshy environment. Okay. That may be in the sea beach area. At that place, for the deficiency of nitrogen and calcium are there. So such plant cannot obtain nitrogen and calcium from the soil, so they try to obtain this type of nitrogen and calcium from other insects, small insects. So example of this type of plant are pitcher plant or Venus flytrap. This type of plants, the configuration of these plants such that their leaf can be modified into such like a pitcher, okay, and there is reed on the pitcher, and those any type of insect who comes to this special modified leaf, they trap in that pitcher, okay. So and the nutrients, that nitrogen and calcium from this insect can be sucked by the plant. After that, they complete their nutrition. In this way, various insectivorous plants complete their nutrition. This is all about the nutrition. In this video lesson, we have learned about nutrition, various types of nutrition, autotrophic mode of nutrition, and various heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and some other mode of nutrition. We all have discussed about all these things. Now we close our session. Thank you.